Hello, welcome to Leverton on Everything, the podcast where I, Leverton, review everything. Books, movies, podcasts, plays, art, whatever. There's only two rules. That's the first one. The second one is that every review is under 10 minutes from the moment I start talking about the thing. So I watched this three-part true crime documentary series called Secrets of a Psychopath, and it's crazy. So people tend to think. I read some reviews of it where they were saying that it's very boring and dry, but what I really liked about it is that they showed you in detail how crime investigations work in the modern day. So they collected some strange things from the river, and people started to ask questions. And then somebody found a body part, and then they built like a situation. They identified who the person was, and then they looked into her life, and then they eventually, by looking into her life and going into her apartment, and expanding their investigation, they were able to arrest the person and convict the person. Uh, and unfortunately, I only remember the guy's name, so I'm not going to say that because I don't remember the victim's name, and I don't think that would be fair. They were able to convict him on circumstantial evidence, and he thought that he couldn't be convicted because, there was no murder weapon, no, I mean, there was a body, there was like body parts, but not the whole body, right? And when the victim died, she, uh, she, her family thought that she had committed suicide because she had been in and out of mental hospitals all of her life. So when she died, the first thought wasn't, um, you know, murder, but it was suicide. But they did a very good job of investigating it, and even though you can see the circumstantiality of the case, I don't know if that's a word or not, you can really see how it worked. The documentary is called Secrets of a Psychopath, and it happened in Ireland, so they also have very lovely Irish accents. I mean, they're talking about horrible things, but it's lovely to listen to them. Yeah, and some of the names that of these places I can't even say because it's a combination of just wacky English names and I guess Celtic names of places. So really crazy. And uh, the other thing, I laughed and I probably shouldn't have laughed because in the first episode, when she died, she signed up to be a volunteer to Tall Ships Festival in Dublin. And one of the talking heads says something like, yes, she had so much to look for, so much going on in her life. She had the tall ships. And I'm like, is that really something that people, uh, obsess over? I think it's maybe kind of interesting, but I mean, how much of that, unless you actually work on it every day, but I think she was just a volunteer, but like, I don't think that's something that can consume your life to the amount that it's something that they have going on, like, great thing going on in her life. But, she did have a lot that was going for her life and going on for her. She was going in the right path. She was training to be a childcare professional, and it's kind of she met the wrong person, and yeah, so full stop. She met the wrong person, and that person took advantage of her. And how was she so easily victimized? She was so easily victimized because of this mental health issues she had, and she also kind of was into BDSM. Sorry, that's the proper acronym, BDSM, and so she would look for people who were also into this kind of sexual act. And instead of meeting people who were maybe she did meet a lot of supportive people, but she also met this other person who was into something called knife play. Like he wanted to stab people and like get off on it sexually, which, there's a difference between enjoying pain and enjoying being stabbed. I don't think anyone enjoys being stabbed. And if somebody enjoys stabbing, I think that's like a big red line. No, no, no. But because she was in this vulnerable state, she was like listening to him. And I mean, she was scared of him, but she thought maybe that this was fantasy. And it turned out to be reality, so he murdered her and he went to prison, which is good. So, would I recommend this? I personally like true crime podcasts and true crime series, and I think that this one does a really good job of showing good investigative techniques. So, if you're interested in the topic, you probably could watch it. Even if you're a professional, you could watch it and gain something of this, because it shows how the police were professional, how people who reported the crime were professional, and it does show the dangers of how people can become victims in the situation. But if you are sensitive to that kind of thing, then maybe you can skip it. So I wouldn't recommend this for everyone. I would recommend it for a very limited audience. So that's Secrets of a Psychopath. Yeah, check out my son's podcast. It's called the Everything and More Etc. podcast. It's great. I'm on the podcast and we go into more detail about animated series in the first season. So he would really like if people actually listened to it and, interacted with it. I think that would be great for him. And yeah, so yeah, that's Leverton on everything. Bye.